Let's consider how you would build a React component that has a few distinct states. We have a certificate display component, which will either display the certificate if you have already completed the course, or it will show a locked icon if there are some lessons pending. And finally, if the course itself is not yet complete with new lessons coming, then of course there will be no certificate option, as we don't want people getting a certificate before they have watched the entire course. One way that you can code this up is by putting all of the logic within the certificate display component. We accept the course and the certificate information, and if the course is still a work in progress, we choose to render nothing. Otherwise, if the user has completed the course, we render the certificate image. And finally, if the user still has lessons remaining that they need to watch, we render the locked image. And this does achieve the objective that we want, and it might be the kind of code that AI generates. However, as seasoned developers, we can do better. The modification that we have made to our code is that only if the course is not a work in progress do we choose to render the certificate display. Now this might feel like a minor change, however there are lots of excellent reasons for doing this. First, this is a pattern that is used in a lot of places. For example, within the dashboard, sections appear or disappear based on the user's subscription status. And moving this logic into the individual components would just make them more complicated than they need to be. And this advantage is actually immediately obvious on the component itself. The component is definitely more complicated when it takes the course as a prop, versus when the choice of rendering the component is left entirely on the page itself. And another reason is to simply help your future self. I think we have all been in a situation where we have rendered out a component only to be confused why we are not seeing anything on the screen. And then we have to dig into the component to figure out what special case is causing that issue. And this is where thinking about the best place to put your conditional rendering really pays off in the long run. There are lots of other little decisions like this that we make as developers, and there is no right or wrong way in my opinion, as coding for me is more of an art form. If you learned something, smash that like and subscribe, check out Boolean Art for complete courses, and I will see you in the next one.